I'll drop some unique dimes in this video because, first off, although I don't know the future, I do know a few axioms. A few axioms I've been saying all along. One is that if the price of oil it goes up exponentially, you're going to see gold go up exponentially. Then you're going to see silver, all the commodities, gold, silver, palladium, platinum, zinc, lead, aluminum, copper, nickel, the whole 9 yards, right? And food prices. What can cause that? Major conflict in the Middle East. But you know what's going on right now? I don't know what they did with the purge of the Saudi family and all that, but you know what? It's actually the strategies that the United States uses today is really the same kind of strategies that were used back in ancient Rome. You know, we got client vassal states out there, and when they're not a client vassal state and they're an enemy, we always finance the weaker side so they keep fighting each other, right? That's what it is. Now, I also kind of, what is this chick holding? A Uzi here, I think. I'm getting an Uzi 3 Parazapper here pretty soon. I can't wait to get that damn thing. Always like that name. But anyway, I got to tell you the end game. The end game coming up. It's what I've been saying, but and it's not like what these other people are saying, really. It's not. Like I said, it's an axiom. When there's major conflict in the Middle East, oil prices are going to go up. In other words, the Strait of Hormuz gets shut down or whatever. Now, if there's a major conflict between Saudi and Iran, forget it, man. Oil easily go over $200 a barrel. You're going to see $8 to $10 a gallon at the pump. No way. You know what? That could be just a damn thing that could put mud on Trump. But then again, I can tell you right now, sometimes I think when he says drain the swamp, you never know. If you're an elitist and you say drain the swamp, what do you mean? Washington, D.C., or anybody that's like, quote unquote, a useless eater? We could be the swamp. How's that? You don't even know. Don't trust nothing 100% blindly. I'm just telling you that. You know, I really kind of hate the concept where you got to put all your faith in one leader. I think the guy's okay. He's probably legit, or at least partially legit. He's definitely better than anybody we had in a long time. But you put all your faith in one leader, forget about it. And I'm going to tell you another reason why the end is near. It's not even to do with the Bible or Revelations or the Book of Daniel or what anything else somebody's got religious. It's sort of like it predates religion. It's sort of like you got axioms out there. Bada bing, right? You got axioms out there, not bada bing, but it's the axiom is basically when people right now in our culture, it's more depraved, it's more morally loose than pagan times. Believe it or not, it's Looney Tunes out there for crying out loud, man. The stuff they got going on being forced in government schools and everything, and on the media and all that, it's ridiculous. That's why we're going down. Two of the biggest examples I've seen that were the most civilizing forces in the West was like the Jewish nation and the Roman Empire. And you look, what made them great was they adhered to their principles. When they went away from their principles, didn't happen right away, but they fell. Like the Roman Empire never knew nothing about Jesus Christ or anything. I know people say it's Christian, it's this and that, but they knew about, honor, fortitude, dedication to duty, integrity, virtue, perseverance, that type of thing. Austerity, frugalness. In other words, just get the job done. No fluff. Kind of a lot different from Italy is today. But that's the Roman virtue, the Roman honor. They didn't even know about Jesus. This was way before Jesus, right? And that's what built them. That's what made them. So I mean, it's not necessarily religious, but you can actually take this, even in cultures that the Mayan indigenous Indians, right? Same kind of deal. But right now, what we got going on in the United States, forget about it. I mean, I know it's coming from the elitist, and boy, I tell you the truth, I was looking at this, and I don't know what's this guy's name, End Times News Report. I look at this stuff once in a while, but YouTube hates them, Um, and I was looking at some of the stuff he's putting out there, and I'm like, yeah, it's true, it's good. Hey, but even the stuff that went on with Vegas, I wouldn't give Vegas 25 cents. I don't give a crap about Vegas. You know what I mean? So, but it's like, I look at, he was telling me about some of the stuff that's on YouTube, and I'm thinking, I look at, you ever see that thing? You got your subscriptions, and you got the button for home, and then you got this thing called trending. Once in a while, very, very, very rarely, I'll look at trending. I say, what is all this crap, man? I would never watch that shit in a million years. That's trending? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. But it tells me the general population is really, maybe they're being led astray. But then again, it's not like anybody's twisting their arm doing this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we reap what we sow, man. So we're on the slippery slope. We're kind of like on this Golden Gate Bridge over here, where we're going down. We're going down. And I think that it's going to happen during the Trump administration. I don't know when, but I think the catalyst could be. I've been saying this for years, though. And I know this is in the plans. I know it's in the works. The thing is, I don't know when it's going to happen, man, but I know it's in the works. It's in the plans. Eventually, I'm all for the freaking taking over Iran, man. They don't have to do any false flag to me, man. I'm all for that. I think we ought to get together with Russia and just take over everything. That's my opinion on this deal. People get mad at me. And, well, I can tell you a lot of these nations aren't. I mean, it's weird. I mean, even in the United States where they're cutting back on free speech and you can't say this, you can't say that, but they want you to be extremely immoral, even by the ancient pagan code, even immoral that bad. It's like, it's still more free here than, in most countries, for the present time. But, I don't know. But I do know when this happens, there's a major conflict in the Middle East. Expect the whole 9 yards to go. I mean, it's not just going to be silver; it's going to go up by itself. All the commodities, the fuel prices, the food prices, nickel, palladium, and palladium's actually doing good. Which I was one of the. I was the only one I think on the internet that put out videos about palladium, which nobody watches. Long time ago. And I said the more tensions we have with Russia, the higher it's going to go. Because 43% of the world's supply comes from Russia, and actually 39% of the world's supply comes from one mine in northern Siberia, Norilsk Mine. So if you want money, that would have been the way to go. But everybody told me, no, no, no. Well, I didn't listen to you. I didn't listen to people. They told me I was a jerk for buying palladium for $175 an ounce. Yeah, what's it today? 1,000? Yeah. They told me I was a jerk for doing that. People were back then. Silver is the only. What do you do? Palladium's not money. Oh, whatever. I know it's not money, but it's worth money. Okay. I mean, really. So, people told me I was wrong. But I think if this angle, I still got this sneaking suspicion about Trump. He's an insider. And this whole thing about draining the swamp and all this stuff, that even the wall, when they put the wall up, it's going to keep us in. You know what I mean? By the time the wall's up, people are going to be wanting to leave, and they say, no, you can't leave because there's a wall. Well, I got a boat, but, I'll probably be up in the mountains. I got a sailboat, so I could do that, too. But, that's the deal. That's the deal. It's not, 99% of the stuff people see, it's not the way it's going. And I look at some of these conspiracy videos. I just kind of browse through them. I'm like, same old garbage, But it is an axiom, what I'm telling you. When major conflict happens in the Middle East, all the commodities are going up. Food prices are going up. Home heating oil is going up. Gas in your car. Natural gas is going to go up. Everything. Lead, zinc, copper, nickel, palladium, platinum, gold, the whole 9 yards. All going up. And what's going to go down is stuff that the people don't need to survive, like retail furniture stores will be selling, having big sales, trying to move their inventory, home appliances. I don't know, even maybe homes and real estate themselves might be going down a little bit, or not going up that much, depending on where it is. But as far as actual survival things that you need, like food and energy, eh, it's gonna be, forget it. Who runs the world? Cats, cats run the world. Catholics, anyway. That the Vatican. I'm Roman Catholic myself, but it's so much of an overlooked thing on YouTube. They always blame this certain other group of people, not too far away, located in the Mediterranean. They blame them on everything. Boy, people never look at what's going out from Italy, or from Genoa, Italy, or the Vatican, or Venice. The old banking system that's been around for centuries. It's still around today. And also Switzerland. Nobody looks at that. And everybody thinks the Russians are a bunch of saints. And I'm like, no, they're not. You know what? I can tell you this. With money, nationalities and religion don't matter. It's like, if everybody's got a deal where they'll just come together. If they're going to work together to make some kind of money to screw us all over, they work together to screw us all over. Don't matter what country they come from, what background they come from, religion or language they speak. If there's a way they can make a few bucks to screw us over, they work together. That's how it is. So anyway, it's kind of like taking a shot in the dark here, because I can tell you, I don't really know exactly, and I've never known. You know what I think? I personally think that the elitist timetable on taking over the entire Middle East is way behind schedule. You know that? I mean, I think the timetable and plans are still there, but they're way behind schedule. And I think, even like because I knew like way back when, I think it was in May 2012, Netanyahu was all ready to freaking knock Iran, and the Mossad pulled them back. Because supposedly they were sure that this was going to happen. But there's a lot of things. I can remember when I was in the Marine Corps, man, when Kim Il Sung died, the father, they thought that North Korea was going to attack South Korea for sure. They were flying up M1 Abrams tanks, one tank in each C5 Galaxy, because they were sure they were going to attack. That's what all the intelligence people said. Didn't happen. There's a lot of things people don't know. It's just how it is. But I think the plans are in place for, taking over the entire Middle East by force. And it might be that they want to format something between Saudi and Iran, so U.S. forces don't have to do it, which seems to be what the case that's going on right now. And if something really gets going really bad, I'm telling you, oil could be $300 a barrel. I'm not going to know when this is going to happen, because you could be right, but you could be way outweighing your bet. You see what I'm saying? Like Soros, even with all these even with all his information, he was shorting the S&P for years, for the last couple of years, sure that the S&P was going to go down. He lost like $1 billion, I think, in the last year, shorting the S&P. So the best of them. Well, he's got other things. I'm sure he makes money on it, but he's not losing money. But the thing is, the best screw up. A lot of times the best get overconfident. That's why they screw up too. So anyway, keep your sights on, what you're doing here, because, and I'm going to tell you, I don't really trust this Bitcoin. I never did. I know people can cuss me out and say, you didn't trust it even when it was down to $500. No, and it's like thousands of dollars now, right? Well, it's only worth it when you sell it at the point of exchange. It's like, I got all these birds in the bush here right now, but you got to capture them and realize the profit before it actually happens. It's like that with anything. You can have real estate. It's been assessed at $8 million. Well, all of a sudden the market fell. Now you didn't sell it though when it was assessed at $8 million and the market was there. So I mean, I think this is what's going to happen with Bitcoin too. You know why? Because I don't trust most of the people in the alternative media. Boy, they free. And I always looked. I got some land. I mean, I got some land up in Tennessee, and I said, well, at one point I always make about Bitcoin. You can't farm on it. You can't build on it. You can't have, there won't be a river flowing through it where you can drill a well or get some water off of it. You can't harvest lumber off of Bitcoin, get firewood and make lumber out of it, or harvest trees from there. You know, what are you going to do with it? I mean, if it goes, I mean, it's not even like, it goes against the principle of owned money where it's in your hand. I could say you got owned money with a real estate, I mean, with, stocks, right? Because you have equity in the company, right? I think to me that's safer than Bitcoin. I mean, I don't know, but I got a feeling that's going to go like hyperbolic and just. And I also think that the cryptocurrencies are a sneaky way for the one world government to get their, what you call it, one world currency in place. It's almost like the same game where people went and signed up for Facebook. Hey, KGB book. We want to know everything about your habits, where you went to school, who your friends are, who your family is, and everything detailed about you. And we don't want to make any kind of effort to spy on you. Well, just go sign up for Facebook and give us all the information for free. It's sort of like an analogy between what people are doing with Bitcoin. We're going to get the one world digital microchip currency one way or the other. Anyway, am I wrong? I doubt it. As far as like the exact timing of when all this junk's going to happen, I don't know. Do I know it's going to happen for sure? Yeah. And I also think the United States is going to go done. Because actually, there should be very little cooperation with government today between people. It's amazing how people are so stupid. They think, law enforcement, government, the politics. I mean, they have an idea there's corruption, but they don't realize it's like it's beyond corrupt. I mean, I don't like Democrats, but I don't like Republicans either. Okay, it's that bad. They're all screwed up. I mean, there's very few people in there that are any good, and if they're any good at all, they're going along with the bad guys to keep for their job security. So I don't think the crap's going to be around too much longer, one way or the other. So, and I hope I'm out of Florida by then. I hope I'm in North Georgia with my land up there. I want to have maybe the base up in North Georgia in the Blue Ridge Mountains with my rebel flag, where it's not extremely cold, and the Northeast Tennessee property is going to be pretty damn cold because up there in the mountains and stuff. But that might be out of Florida because this place is getting too crowded, man. It's like getting a little ridiculous. But we shall see. We shall see. It's still not a bad place to hunker down if everything goes down. But I'd rather be out there more in the boonies. So, but anyway, just some advice to you again. I think during Trump's administration, they're going to pull the plug on everything. The stock market, like me, Soros has been wrong for a couple of years now, and he's lost a lot of money, but eventually he's going to be right. He's going to get all his money back by shorting the S&P. And they're eventually going to have this big conflict in the Middle East, because that's what they've been planning for 8 million years. And when it happens, oil prices are going to go up to ungodly levels you never heard of in your million years before. And I'm probably going to be running HHO, the Super Duty kit, the hydrogen, oxygen, HHO, on my El Camino with the V8 engine in it, because I don't want to make sure it gets better gas mileage. And, when it happens, people are going to be saying the same old tune that silver's going to go up to $2,000 an ounce. Yeah, bullshit. I don't know what it's going to go up to, but I think 75, 70, 75, maybe more. I don't know. But, it's just a coin. To me, I would never sell all silver because I think it has medicinal purposes, which is very unique to the metal. But, after all, it is just a metal, you know? There's other things around that can hold up and do things for you and produce that are capital assets. I don't consider silver a capital asset, right? So anyway, just give some food for thought. And, I swear to God, I'm not even sure if Trump is legit, 100%. I know he released the JFK files. To me, that's like an insurance policy to him doing that. It's partly an insurance policy. Look, see what the government does to people who are honest? Got your back. So, just so they don't whack him, right? And, he's compromising with enough people that he probably's got a pretty good survival rate, because he is compromising with enough people. You gotta compromise. You just can't walk in there and decide you're to clean house, because they'll clean your house first, man. There's more of them than you. I'm telling you that right now. It's called, you got to play a little bit of a strategic strategy there, because you just can't go full on frontal assault, one guy against thousands of freaking people. But he's always been a big guy in the money, and he knows all these people, and he's always been buddy with the Clintons. This whole thing could be a charade. And sometimes I think in the back of my mind, we the people are the swamp. That's maybe what he's referring to. We're the swamp. Remember I put out the videos on the Deagle.com predictions? Not my predictions. I think they're way too radical. But Deagle's not something that's, conspiracy site. They're legit. I mean, I don't believe them. I don't believe their predictions, but I partly believe them. So by the time that happens, the wall will be up, and that'll keep us in. Right? I mean, that would suck, but, I don't really give a shit too much, because I don't think it's going to affect me that much. It's going to affect it's going to affect the type of people that watch stuff on YouTube that says trending, Hey, purple lollipops go with this and that, and somebody out there with a green mohawk and a little purple chin beard and some hooks and rings in their eyebrows and stuff. Yeah, it's trending. I don't even know what they put on there, man. I'm like, what is this crap? I mean, I don't even watch any of that kind of stuff on YouTube, man. I'd rather watch some guy either in a junkyard or I like watching some of the health stuff. The rebel doctors telling us stuff. Sometimes I look at some of that stuff and I read the books. But I gotta look at something. What they got on here? You got trending on YouTube. I mean, that's what tells me we're going down, man. What the hell is this stuff? I don't even know. I don't even want to repeat it. It's weird. A lot of weird stuff, man. That tells me a lot of people in the United States aren't going to survive. That's what it tells me. That's what it tells me in a nutshell. These people don't know nothing, man. Nothing. I'm more practical minded. Anyway, over and out.